Hey builders, Brick Ratty Up here with a giant-sized update on my Lego Sentinel custom build. Here it is next to a minifigure being Wolverine, the official Lego Sentinel, and my custom build. It is still really hard to believe that Lego thought this was going to be a good option for a giant mutant killing robot. I think just a Sentinel build would have been really cool, and they could have included something like multiple man in it just to have some sort of army building incentive to it as well, but this is what we got. It's too bad too, the printed pieces on it are really great, but they are very limited due to the shapes that they picked, so you can't even really reuse them. So I've had to go ahead and brick build most of the details. I showed some video and pictures of this in my last update, but here's what I have today. You can see it towering over Wolverine right there. Very happy with it, and I can show you some of the functionality and posability, so let's get into it. One of the main functions of this build is the ab crunch that I built into the abdomen, which I kind of showed off in my last video. I did have to change it up a little bit because I originally had the spine going through it as completely mixel joints, and that didn't really end up working perfect, especially since the top half is very heavy. So there is a ratchet joint at the bottom there, but there is still somewhat of a mixel joint in there, which allows for the top half to bend forward, and right there you can see it crunched over. These feet are prototypes still. They're not the ones that I've designed on studio, so they aren't going to be the final product, but you can see right now, even though that they are just like tests still, it's holding up all of that weight while it's hunched forward. But I think I do need to play with these legs a little bit more. They are still using the ball joint, or the Mixel's ball joint. It's on the 2x2 plate with a little bit longer of a ball. I wanted to make sure that I used those because I thought it would provide the most range of movement, especially in the leg area. Just because the ratchet joints that are usually used with mechs and stuff end up being a little too wide. I want to get this as thin as possible so it looks the best. In this rendering here, you can kind of see what the final leg design is going to look like, and after I get all the pieces for that, I'm sure I'm going to have to tweak it a little bit to have it more stable and to have more posability. And let's just kind of show off some of the mobility in the legs right now. Still leaning forward, and the legs are spread all the way apart, as you can see there, and it's holding up its weight just fine. Obviously I am missing one of the arms. That's another area that I need to work on more, is the lower arm and the hand. The hand design's growing on me a bit. I don't really know what to do with the hand, honestly. That's like the one part that's really a struggle for me right now, just because I don't know how to get it secured on there and also have like the movement that a thumb would have. But where it is right now, not the worst design. I don't know. I think I can do better though, so I'm going to keep playing with that. And this part of the arm, I just don't have enough pieces to really work on it. And that's basically the final step for me, is to just design this quick, order the last pieces I need from Pick a Brick, and then I'll be able to finish this hopefully by next month and have a video out and the instructions on rebrickable for everybody. And that's my goal. Another part of this build that I strengthened between the last video and now is the head. Before, it was a lot more loose, and I ended up fixing it with some of the internal parts so it doesn't break off when you spin it, and it'll still move as normal, and it's still on a ball joint, so you can have it look down or up, and you can slide it up and down on the ball and bar piece that I used there, just to add a little bit more motion if you want it. Some of the other parts of this that are greatly improved from the last time I showed it are these shoulder pads, and I have them on ball joints so they move out of the way, which is really nice for when the arms move up. They move right out of the way. And where the hinge is, it's pretty centered and it doesn't look that goofy. It fills up the entire width of the body as well. This whole upper area I'm very happy with at the moment. I don't see it changing much in the future just because I designed it digitally and ordered all the pieces for it. in the last batch. The only thing at the moment is this darker pink ring up at the top of the head. I just need to order some dark pink pieces of those like macaroni tiles. They don't sell them on Pick-a-Brick, and they were only in like one video set, so that's something I'm gonna have to go to Bricklink for. I do like the darker pink though, so I think maybe one of the 4x4 round plates I'm going to switch out with the dark pink one. I don't know if it'll be the middle one or the bottom one. Has some of that darker pink on the back of the head. I think it looks nice and just breaks up the solid colors. And I guess I should say that this build is going to be more for display and it won't be as much for play. The legs are going to be a little bit loose, but I don't think you'll have much of a problem if you get it positioned. It will stay where you put it. The feet are also on ball joints, so they'll be able to rotate a little bit and hinge, just place the weight a little bit differently while it's standing. I also have some snap bricks on the bottom, so you could put flames in it for flying, or you could put some pieces onto base plates or whatever to hold it into place. And I'm just going to put it into a dynamic pose quick, just so you can see the sort of range we're looking at right now. The ab crunch is being used. We'll have the arm reach out like it's going to grab somebody. Leg going out. I was hoping that the legs would have a lot more motion, but it just ends up being that they need to have some sort of thickness to be proportionate. And there you go. I'm very happy with the design. It's one of the projects I've worked the longest on, just because there are a lot of small details in it, and there's a high level of functionality that needs to be met to have it work the way that I would like to. And like I've been saying throughout the video, I do really think I'll be getting this done in the next month, and hopefully instructions and everything will be out. I do order most of my pieces from Pick-a-Brick just because I like getting the new pieces and not taking parts out of my sets and all of that. So that just ends up being a long process just because a lot of those parts do ship from Denmark and take a month to get here. So I'm doing my best. That's why I have that render of the legs. I built them out completely, and I don't want to end up forgetting parts, so this just keeps getting postponed. If you've liked what you've seen in this video, definitely subscribe so you can see the finished product. I have a lot of other build videos on my channel, a lot of Marvel as well, so go check those out. I've been Brick Thank you for watching.